Welcome back, all you lovely people, to the Nemesis Gaming League. And we're bringing it from the Novice League all the way on top to the Rival League, where we have one heck of a showdown as the Thunderbirds are taking on Whiteout here. I'm joined in the booth by none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Penn himself. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great so far, Gallium. I was enjoying the stream so far. I cast it earlier and watched you cook in the booth. So I'm happy to be here with you and to get into some rival league action.
It's gonna be fun. Honestly, I've been really looking forward to this matchup, and I think one of these teams has been kind of the face of rival. I'm not gonna say, I said it. I'm gonna go with it. Kind of been the face of rival. The Thunderbirds with Valence, Steel, Courses, and Fate, just honestly taken rival by storm, and honestly, a very dangerous team to look out for. And on the other end of things, Whiteout have a lot of great potential themselves. What can you tell me about these two teams?
I can tell you that Whiteout had the first overall pick in the draft, and they went with Tashega. And they also had the second overall pick. I can't remember who they ended up taking. Probably someone, probably Squintle, I'd say. But they had the top two picks in the draft. They ended the season second in PR, but they only got the sixth seed. But they're going up against a tough T-Bird squad, Thunderbirds, and who were first in power rankings. So it's going to be a tough, even matchup. This is the rivals' best here, ready to show out.
I agree. I think this is going to be one heck of a matchup. We had a pretty good matchup before, but I think in terms of rival matchups, this is one for the ages. Both these teams are ready to really get down and dirty. And honestly, two players that I'm looking forward to watching on this 10 o'clock evening are for Whiteout. I really like Tashega. I think he is definitely going to be a difference maker for this Whiteout team. He's borderline a Titan League player. So hoping to really just look for him to send his team to win over the Thunderbirds. But on the other end, I think honestly the face of the Thunderbirds, and I am being a little light with that wordage, is Valence. He has just been incredible this season, and honestly, just a beast in six man's, a really nice guy, and I just honestly really like his attitude towards the game and how he plays, and he's just such an electric player for this Thunderbirds team. I was talking with a fellow rival league player, and he said how the Thunderbirds have the highest ceiling out of all the teams, that they could peak the highest, and let's see if they can peak the highest here.
Absolutely, Thunderbirds will try to fly, but the Whiteout team is definitely going to be a tough matchup. As you said, Shega, borderline Titan. Squintle is obviously a goated player. He's going to go hard here, just try and keep up. And I'm looking for Aqua if to be an X factor here if he's on the field. Aqua is definitely going to be. He's the third lowest on the team, but if he can be able to keep up with his teammates and do something crazy, then that'll be the difference here. As the last time these teams met, it was pretty even. It was a 3-2 match, and as far as that goes, that's as close as it can get. These teams are neck and neck. The Thunderbirds finished 12-6. Whiteout finished 11-7. This is going to be a matchup for the ages, as it can't get any closer. Rivals best. Valence is crazy. He's gonna probably show us how offensive he can be and how much he's gonna shove the ball down Whiteout's throat if he can. But I met Tashega IRL. I met him at Worlds. He's a big boy. He hits the gym hard. So if Valence is going to try to shove something his way, Shega's going to put it right back at him. So it's going to be a battle of the Titans in Rival.
Yeah, it's going to be honestly a really, really good matchup. As we're saying again, is I think we only have the Thunderbirds in this lobby. Hopefully, Whiteout can hurry on up as we are running a little bit behind here. And as I say that, they decide to join up. So, Penn, I'm going to have to ask you a very important question. I need your full, honest opinion here. Who do you think is taking the series, and in specific this game one?
I'm going to say game one is going to go to Thunderbirds. I don't know. They're the hotter team going into the end of the season, first in PR, but I'm going to give the series to Whiteout in 6.
I agree. I think, honestly, they're going to be one heck of a challenge as we are underway, and Valence off to a hot start. He's already up. Tashega going to get it away from him. Horses. It's going to collide. Aqua going to try to find a shot. He can't find it. Valence on a beautiful touch off to the sidewall. Valence over to Shega. He can't find the touch. Courses trying to find another touch. He finds it down the field. Squintle has an opportunity here. He tries to dunk out one. He successfully does. Tashega gonna demo one. Steele is on the opposing side of the field, and what a goal early.
My goodness, we're Whiteout going at the bodies of the Thunderbirds there, but just a quick beat from Courses to go right to Steele, who was on the opposite end of the field. Perfect positioning for the pass, and as many demos as Whiteout got, it wasn't quite enough. They had the space, but they couldn't quite get to the ball. As it goes off the backboard, Aqua had a shot there, but they were getting a lot of demos and a lot of space, but no one there to follow up for them, Gallium.
And I think that's just the key. I think you have to have meaningful touches to your teammates, and your teammates have to be there for the touches. As I mentioned that, Tashega almost came close to letting another one in the net, as both of them were kind of on the back foot there. Squintle gonna take a touch out to the side. Tashega is up. Oh my, what a beat and what a goal.
The man's got big muscles, and he's got big wings on him as well, as he met Valence in the sky and just beat him clean, and it just went straight into the net. I mean, that's a rough beat. You're expecting Valence to get that touch if you're the Thunderbirds, and understanding you're trusting one of your best players, but Tashega too fast and too accurate, and with such a powerful shot, no way, even if someone was in net, that they could have stopped it.
Massive goal for Whiteout here, and honestly, it was looking like Thunderbirds were going to run away with it early. The amount of pressure that they're getting on the Whiteout net, and Tashega just wiped away any doubts of that, just doing it all himself, but not without a pass coming out from Squintle. As another ball, very dangerous, as Valence is going to put it off the backboard. Aqua up for a touch. He can't find it. Squintle has an opportunity here. He's going to take a shot. It does not hit the side of the net. Steele has an opportunity here. What can he make of it? He gets a good flip. Over to Courses. Over to Steele again. Valence gonna find that touch. He can't find another one though. That's Aqua gonna demo one out. Steele and misses his touch. This could be dangerous, but Valence says otherwise. Steele almost with another down the field goal. Tries to pre-flip that one, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing from both teams so far.
Absolutely, both teams getting opportunities and both teams getting goals so far. Some teams, like each team, not quite finishing on opportunities that they have, and not easy touches, but touches that they've missed that could have given them an opportunity. As Aqua makes a big touch into the corner, looked a little awkward, but he was able to make the big touch. But I'm looking for these teams to step up their game, follow up on each other's touches, making more meaningful touches that affect the game positively, as Tashega is up here with a meaningful touch to the backboard, not quite able to follow up as Squintle flies by it, Gallium.
Both Tashega and Valence are borderline Titan League players, so it's going to be interesting to see how just much better they are than the rest of the lobby. And honestly, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of that now. Of course, they are statistically better than the rest of the lobby. Their teammates are putting in just the same amount of work as Aqua, trying to get down and dirty in the offensive zone. Tashega gonna try to get a touch. He gets a pass too, but it's not a good touch for a pass. Steele has some time. Over to Squintle. Gives it over to Courses, who misses his touch, but Valence has one back. Courses up the wall. He can't find his teammate, but Tashega finds Aqua. Tashega with almost a double bump coming out there. Very dangerous. Courses on the counterattack. Tries to dunk out one. Can't find it. Steele gonna block that away. Aqua can't find it. Courses off the wall. Courses trying to find his flip. He does. Tashega gonna get it right back to him. Steele off the sidewall. Gonna give it to Valence. Valence over to Courses. Courses has only that touch and nothing more. Valence with an unfortunate miss here. Courses is gonna have to turn and get that one, which he eventually does. Aqua off the sidewall. He tries to get another touch. He does, but not before Valence can get to him. And both these teams kind of stalling out here in the offensive zone here, Penn.
Yeah, both teams even or almost even on shots. It's 6-5 in favor of Whiteout, but the saves are 4-5 in the favor of Thunderbirds. So each team's able to be getting shots on net, but the other team defensively is just able to meet them. As Aqua goes for a flip reset there, trying to show off. Aqua, like, he's bottom MMR of his team on the field, of the players that are playing, but he is on the top of leaderboard here, or Tashega and Squintle. Oh my goodness, Doomsy's it around and dishes. I was gonna say how he was underperforming, but he just wins this game or tries to win this game with 20 seconds left.
An absolutely massive goal coming out from Squintle, kind of taking Thunderbirds back with that goal. The Thunderbirds had 19 seconds to work with. Can they get a goal here? Steele down the field. Tries to get a good touch. He does. Squintle going to deny that, and a little bit of awkwardness in the whiteout zone. The ball going across. Shashega pops it up for Squintle. Squintle gives it over to Valence. Squintle, he's just going to try to take it down the field. He has an open net, and Squintle, oh my goodness, with the second goal of the game.
Squintle just shot up from the bottom of the leaderboard right to the top as he made Valence awkward, and Valence just popped it right back to him, and he dunked it right back to his opposing net and gave himself an opportunity to score. No one from the Thunderbirds could get back, not expecting that touch, but Squintle just dominating there in these crucial moments of the game. When it was tied late, Squintle came up and thrived as his team will take this game 3-1.
Massive game one coming out from Whiteout. Honestly, was not expecting them to take this game one, especially considering how the season has gone for Thunderbirds comparatively to Whiteout. But hey, it's always room for surprises, and Whiteout has been surprising me thus far. And honestly, Squintle being the head of that. 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 shots coming out from Squintle. What an amazing player, and what an amazing game here, Penn.
Absolutely. You saw Tashega. You see Tashega. He got 1 point in every major stat category here with 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 save, 1 shot. But Aqua with 3 saves, keeping his team alive in a back and forth battle. Those plays from Aqua are going to be clutch as he was the backbone on the goal line. But Squintle, with ice in his veins, the score tied late in the game, and he called game there in that game 1. He proved my prediction wrong, but hopefully he can prove my match prediction right as they take the 1-0 series lead.
That's what we all hope for here as casters get the match prediction right. And, Penn, I think the last time I casted with you, you got it exactly correct, a 4-1 victory. So, I don't doubt your opinion on this one as Whiteout and Thunderbirds take the fields. Who do you think's taking this game number 2, Penn?
I think Thunderbirds are going to have an answer. I think Valence is going to take offense to what happened at the end when Squintle just dunked it right off his dome piece, and he's going to open up his bag and show us what he can do. If you're gonna do something to him, he's going to do something right back. So I look for a big game from Valence here.
Massive game from Valence is necessary for the Thunderbirds to really step it up here in this game number 2 as Aqua almost dunks out Steele here, but Steele is such a good player in the defensive zone. Let's see what he can do. He can't do much because Squintle dunks him out. Valence coming out. Valence over to Tashega. Tashega finds it, gives it over to Squintle. Squintle can't do much more. Aqua has a touch. Can he find another one down to Tashega? Tashega gets dunked out by 2. Aqua up the wall. Can Tashega find it? No, he can't. Steele finds it instead. Steele trying to get a pinch here. He gets a solid pinch, and he's just taking this down the entire field, but Squintle with an amazing block to start off as Aqua going to try to find it. He accidentally backflips. This could be opportunity. Steele gets the second touch, and what a dunk coming out from Steele.
The downfall of Whiteout so far in this series has been inopportune demos, as Aqua got 2 demos in this play and he had 2 earlier, both resulting in them to get scored on, as Steele just had so much time and so much space. In the rival league, you're going to see them finish almost every time. That's pretty much a free shot if you give them an open double, as Steele finished that one there. If you're going to play physical, you got to make it work in the rotation, and it's clearly not working for Whiteout, as Steele with another shot on. But if they're going to have to step it up if they're going to play like that, they clearly can't play around it.
No, I completely agree. It's a little unfortunate there as they couldn't put the ball away, and hopefully they won't want that one back. Hopefully they score again for the Thunderbirds' sake. But on the other end of things, I expect Whiteout to have at least a little bit of a response here going into near the midway point of this match, as they've been very dominant in the offensive zone when they've got there. They've been able to set up, and they've been able to really counterattack well, as we're seeing right here. Oh my goodness, that is disgusting, Penn.
That course is trying to solo play, couldn't quite get the finish he wanted, and Steele was awkward, and Squintle let him know Squintle is just in the heads of this Thunderbirds team. He put it off Valence in game 1, and he's making Steel look silly here in game 2. He ties it up for his team, and if they can keep possession like that, or if they can counterattack as well as they have, then that's the key to their victory, as long as they can play well within their means.
I agree. You have to play well for what works for you, and that is exactly correct. As Squintle going to give it down to Aqua. Aqua finds another touch. Can Squintle find this touch? Gives it over to the sidewall. Valence going to try to find even more than that first touch, but can't. Aqua up with the ball. Steel beats him out. Can Squintle make a play here? He pops it up. Oh my goodness. Courses with the pre-jump of the sentry. Going to block it away here. Aqua gives it over to the side. Gives it over to Shega. Shega almost flicks it past one, and the halfway point has arrived in this game, and both teams deadlocked at one. Who do you think has the advantage here, Ben?
I honestly have no answer for you. The shots are even, the saves are almost even, the score is even. We're halfway through. It's anyone's game here. This is rivals best, and they're showing it here as even as the matchup can be. And both teams trading opportunities, trading blows, trading demos as courses. Oh my gosh, just blitzes through the back line. As Valence just misses an opportunity, but Courses there to finish to give his team the 2-1 lead. Just over 2 minutes left to play.
Courses, a player that I haven't really seen much about, is really just showing up here. What a beautiful shot coming out from him, and honestly, very needed lead for the Thunderbirds team. I think they definitely need this lead to prevail in this game too, and I think winning this game too would be big for them, but not if Whiteout has anything to say about it. As Aqua going to get dunked out by Valence. Oh no, here's an opportunity for Courses. Courses tries to find the touch he can. Aqua up with the ball. Gives it over to Tashega. Tashega can't find the touch. Valence finds a touch instead. He gives it over to Courses. Courses down to Squintle. Squintle gonna give it over to Valence. Valence up the wall. Aqua is gonna find another touch. Dunks out another, and I think he thought Courses was gonna go there. An excellent play on the defensive side of things for Courses to wait and let him mess up on his own, Ben.
Absolutely, he completely mind-boggled him there. If the ball is on your goal line, you expect someone to dive at it. That is the key to fakes. As Tashega does not fake, he doubles it as a pass to Squintle. Squintle perfectly placed in the midfield to finish it off and tie this game.
A massive double coming out from Tashega over to Squintle, and wow, these two, Tashega, Squintle, are just absolutely incredible, those two, with the mechanics that they're pulling out right now, and keeping Whiteout afloat in this game too, and honestly something that I wasn't really expecting, and something that is a more pleasant surprise as we dive into the last minute of this game. Tashega up the wall, gonna find another touch. He can't. Here comes Steel. Steel, a very good player for Thunderbirds. Can he prove it here? He gets the bump as well. A beautiful play. Started out from Steel over to Valence, and Courses gonna clean it right up.
The course to victory goes through Courses as Valence. Just a three-man play starting with Steel. Going off the backboard to Valence, who goes off the backboard to Courses. Like, you're just going to melt through defenses if you can successfully get it around defenders and bang it off the backboard, and hopefully someone's there to finish, which Courses was there. So good play by the Thunderbirds to use each other and play around the defense perfectly.
I agree. It was an absolutely beautiful play coming out from them, as Aqua making a little mistake on defense, but not capitalized on by the Thunderbirds. 30 seconds left, a 3-2 lead for the Thunderbirds. Can they hold on here? Whiteout gonna give it to the corner, give it over to Courses. Valence gonna take a shot. Aqua gonna deny it right back. Steel over to the side. Valence and Aqua collide. The ball being sent right over. Here's an opportunity for Squintle. Can he make it count? No, he can't. Steel, an amazing defensive play. Valence up with the ball. Gets one. Can he get a second? No, he can't. He doesn't have enough boost. 5 seconds left. Steel with a shot. Gets it to the side. Squintle gets it up. Can Aqua make a play? He tries to get it up, but that is going to go right back down. And Thunderbirds taking this game number 2.
Absolutely great play by Thunderbirds to counter this game after that tragic game 1 loss. I have to note a quiet game from Tashega. He had that really nice assist on Squintle's goal, but they couldn't, like, Tashega had a really quiet game, and you wouldn't hear his name a lot in being said. So you want to see Tashega step up, but courses for his team really stepped up here in this game too to give his team the series tie, and Valence there on the bottom. So, but he had 320 points, very even game from the Thunderbirds. But the top players from each team on the bottom of the leaderboard, Gallium.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, and I kind of like the shakeup here. But something that is worth noting is all six of these players are absolutely incredible, and I have not seen a whole lot of bad plays coming out from all six of them. So, kudos to them, and honestly, a very good trait to have if all your teammates can succeed at the level of a rival league. And honestly, we are seeing an absolute classic coming out here as the series is tied 1-1. Penn, I think you already know the question I'm about to ask you. Who's going to take game number 3?
I'm gonna assume this is a back and forth series, so I'm gonna have to take Whiteout here in this one. Like I said, Tashega was quiet, but you can't keep him quiet for long. He may be a quiet guy, but he's gonna pop off on this field. And he's gonna make himself heard.
He should make himself heard if he wants his team to climb the summit, beat out the rest of the teams to advance to the semifinals. As Valence going to hit it off the sidewall over to Tashega, but Valence a very good 50 over to Aqua. Aqua going to put in his work. Steel is right there to meet him. Steel over to Courses. Courses down and almost slots it in. Valence going to try to find that slot that Courses couldn't. Unfortunately, does not get that touch. Steel is up with the ball. Can he find a double? No, he doesn't. Courses finds that double instead. Aqua gonna try to get it to the opposite wall. Aqua over to his teammate Squintle. Squintle with he was trying to go for a double tap there, but the bumps coming out proved too difficult for this Thunderbirds team. Aqua gonna score his first of the game.
Aqua playing it over one, and Squintle right off the backboard. Steel couldn't make a play on it, so it was just perfectly played around him, and great finish there from Aqua from the play that he started with the help from Squintle. They take that series or the game advantage as they get a quick shot on again. Whiteout coming in hot in this game, Gallium.
Whiteout is just that team when it comes to coming out hot. They just find some way to do it. As Aqua try to go for the triple flip reset there. 2 Thunderbirds going to meet him before he is able to, and for good reason, as that looked dangerous. The ball being sent out to Aqua. Aqua can't find the touch. Valence finds it instead. Valence can't find the touch that time as Squintle ducks him out. Courses has possession of this ball. He's going to give it to the sidewall. It's going to go right down to Aqua, who tries to find teammate Squintle, who's going to be a little awkward for this one, but gives it back to Tashega. Tashega going to try to look for a double. Can't find it, though, because Courses is right there, lying in wait like a lion in the tall grass. Tashega over to the sidewall. Can't find that other touch that he needed, and a shot almost going to slip in here from Aqua. Tashega over to Aqua, and what a passing play. That is elite level stuff.
Oh my God, I don't know what I was expecting from Tashega. I thought he was playing the ball really slowly, but he baited out that first defender. There were 2 in net, so he made a brilliant play to bait one out and make it easier for Aqua as he just dimed him up and put it right in front of the net. What a great play from Tashega, who's got a big brain, and that proves to be the difference here in this game 3.
Big brain, bigger car, better car. That's just how it works here at the Nemesis Gaming League. As the Whiteout having a very good start to this game number 3. As I say that, Steel is going to take it to the opposite end and put one away for the Thunderbirds.
That was one thing I noticed about game 2 was the effective demos from the Thunderbirds, as we see one here to just leave the open net for Steel. That the demos, I believe that last one was Courses. Course has been the big demoer for the Thunderbirds. It hasn't cost them, and they've been effective. He's killing effective people and taking them out of the play, leaving his team opportunities to take advantage. So if they can continue that play of effective demos, and his Courses just throws it on net, no one there to challenge. I don't know what happened there, Gallium.
Very unfortunate for the opposing team. You do not want to be in Course's way for that, and you just saw why, as a beautiful shot coming out from the man himself, and a 2-2 game here. I'm interested to see who's going to take this one. I think if Whiteout take this one, they're right back in that driver's seat, but if Thunderbirds take that, This is game 3. They're in a little more favorable position because they have 1-2 in a row. Let's see how this one turns out. Aqua gonna demo one, gives it to the opposing team right before dunking them though. Steal has it off the wall. Gonna try to get it past Squintle. He does not. Squintle is an absolutely amazing player. Off the sidewalk to Shega. Almost snuck in a shot there. Aqua misses his touch. Oh, it's a Valence versus Squintle. Who will win? Valence almost slots a top right, but not before Steele can get a beautiful shot for his second of the game.
That's the power and respect that people have on Valence's name. All eyes were on him as he had that ball with time and space. He had a really nice flick with a lot of power. I would assume he wanted to slot that top corner, but it went perfectly to his teammates, and no one was ready for that play from the Whiteout side. As like I said, they just respect him too much and know that if he doesn't make the play, that he should make the play, and that's what they were expecting there. To Whiteout's disadvantage as Squintle
Oh,
gets an open net as he slices and dices on his own.
yeah, the third man being very pressured there, being chased for the bump, and Corses had to make a play. Beautiful bump attempt from Aqua, really gets him out of his zone, and Squintle again with the slice and dice. Beautiful stuff, and tied 3-3. Less than 2 minutes left in this game. It's going to be an all-out brawl to the finish. Whiteout leading in the shots department, leading 7-5 in the shots department. Let's see if that'll play a factor going into the late game. Squintle will try to have a touch, but not before Corses gets there. Tashega off the sideball over to Steele. Steele has some time. Let's see what he can do with it. He gets that touch, a beautiful touch actually, out to Aqua, who's going to do the same thing that Steele just did, but except he's going to try to go for an air dribble, but Valence, the fast octane he is going to bump that right away. Squintle going to give it to the side. Can't find a good touch. Aqua going to find a great touch, get it past one. Can he get it past two more? No, not a favorable touch, and Tashega bumps his teammate. Now it is an unfortunate position for the Whiteout team. Can they get out of this? And oh my goodness, Corses almost with a very deadly shot there. And as we're winding down in this last minute of gameplay, do you think any team has an advantage here, Ben?
I'm going to say the Thunderbirds, only from the fact that Tashega, again, has not been playing like the Tashega we know. He's been very quiet. He's bumped his teammates. He's had some great opportunities. He shined in moments of this match, but when it's mattered most, when he can make effective touches to give his team an opportunity, he hasn't been there to make them. As, he makes that save to keep them alive 30 seconds in, but he's at the bottom of the leaderboard, and he's even almost even with Squintle, but without the goal. Oh my goodness, as it floats in. Steele gets credited with the goal. What happened here, Gallium?
I'm thinking a little bit of a miscommunication on the defensive side. I think Valence thought he was going to hit that. I think Chashega thought it as well, but Steele will take that any day of the week. Beautiful goal, and Valence expressing his concerns about his gameplay in the chat, and for good reason. There's a little bit of a misfortunate touch there, but Thunderbirds still in the driver's seat. They are driving the bus, and hopefully that bus doesn't crash. As Corses going to give it to the back wall. Valence, the back wall again to Shega, over to Squintle. Squintle can't find the touch because Steele blocked it out. Corses down the field, 1 second left. And that is going to be down and away. And your Thunderbirds take this game number 3.
As Whiteout calls their timeout, you hope to see them come back from this. Their only hope being that you said that Thunderbirds are driving the bus. One thing that stops buses would be an ice storm that could drive them right off the road here. As Whiteout had almost had the shot advantage. I believe they had the shot advantage earlier, with Thunderbirds coming back, but Thunderbirds also had the save advantage earlier into the game. So they just need to be able to crack this Thunderbirds defense. They're just on the goal line. They're there to make the effective touches whenever Whiteout has an opportunity offensively.
Yeah, effective touches is something that is touched on a lot in the rival league. You have to have those touches out to your teammates, touches that are valuable to both your team and not valuable to the opposing team. So it's kind of hard to find that balance. And I think both teams are doing a decent job of it. I think the Thunderbirds obviously having a much better time doing it, as they did lead the shot department by 1 shot. They did have 8 shots to the Thunderbirds, or to the Whiteout 7 shots. So Good for Thunderbirds. They're really getting into the whiteout zone, and honestly, both teams are looking eerily similar to each other here, Penn.
Absolutely. You're seeing both of the top guys on each team on the bottom of the leaderboard and unlikely heroes stepping up. As we've seen Aqua at times and Squintles like go crazy and score the goals. But of course, Courses and Steel for the Thunderbirds, both showing out and scoring goals and keeping their team alive. And with this 2-1 series lead, it's do or die here. So someone's got to show up, and the lower ranked people on these teams, Steel and Courses especially, have been scoring the goals and giving their teams effective leads and just shutting down this whiteout team. Even as back and forth as it's been, Thunderbirds seem to have the advantage here.
Yeah, the Thunderbirds have gotten a 2 wins in a row, and that is definitely detrimental to your momentum if you are whiteout. And I think that is why they took their timeout. Honestly, probably the best timeout I've seen today. That best timeout I've seen in the playoffs so far has been whiteout. They took it when they needed to, and I think now was the time to take it. Most teams either don't take their timeout or they take it in a bad spot. So it's nice to see Whiteout really take full advantage of that, and hopefully they'll come back better than ever here, Penn.
Absolutely. From this timeout, I'd hope to see people like Tashega step up, and hopefully he took that time to settle in and see like what can I do better in this game. And I'd also like to see a little bit more from Aqua. He's crazy mechanical, and you've seen him go for the double or triple for like flip reset in this game even. So like if he could just be effective with his mechanics and carry his team offensively, that could be the key to Whiteout to come back in this series.
I think that is the key. It's honestly dependent on if they find the lock here, as Whiteout getting a little dangerous here, and Courses is going to make you pay every day of the week.
They may have the key in mind, but the door gets slammed in their face, and they just yank the lock right out of their face as Courses just slams it home. Great assist from Steel, very quick answer from the Thunderbirds, and like they have the momentum. And Whiteout needs to answer quick, or it could go downhill very fast coming off that timeout.
Yeah, things can derail very quickly if you do not put enough pressure on the net, and I'm glad that both teams are very offensive in that mindset. Squintle gonna fake his redirect. Valence gonna get it off the back wall. Aqua gonna take his touch, gonna try to find another touch. Courses dunks him out. The ball just floating into the whiteout zone and into the whiteout net. It goes. Steel with his first of the game.
Big dunk from Courses right on Aqua, but Aqua bangs it off the wall again, passing it right to Steel, who just hammers it home with a very fast shot. Tashega was there, but he just wasn't quite there enough to make the save. He got a little bit on it, but not enough. Great shots from Steel and an unfortunate pass from Aqua to give it to the other team.
Yeah, honestly, I'm seeing a lot of forced defensive maneuvers coming out from the wideout side of things. I feel like they're honestly just pushing up too far, and I feel like that's just giving Thunderbirds such a prime opportunity to score on the whiteout net. And you're going to see another example maybe here soon of them just overcommitting and letting the Thunderbirds into their zone. And hopefully that is not the case. Hopefully Whiteout cleans this up, because if they don't, it is looking like a 3-1 series lead for the Thunderbirds, as Valence gonna miss his touch, and I think Aqua thought he was gonna hit that one.
You said it perfectly. Thunderbirds here with a clean zone entry, and the defense from Whiteout just not there, as Valence throwing up a red herring as he was air rolling, throwing a flying nothing at the ball, and it just worked perfectly as it threw off the offense enough to get the 3-0 lead in this game.
You know, I really think the Thunderbirds are going to start running away with this one if Whiteout doesn't stop anything soon, and I feel like they just need to get into Thunderbirds' offensive zone and really start to work here. And I think once they get in that zone, they'll find their way around things, and this is just not the case this game, as Valence going to put in his first of the game.
It seems like Whiteout is just lackluster on the defensive side. There's always just only one person back. Like you said, they were just overcommitting. But it's also an attest to the Thunderbirds' quick counter. Once they have that opportunity they just throw it right back to the into the opposing side, and they finish it off as quickly as they get there. This is a fast-paced counterattack as we see music on in the lobby on the field. Not sure what we're gonna do here with that,
Huh.
Galleon.
A little interesting here is I believe Music decided it's going to be a 4v3, and very unfortunate here. I don't think he realizes that he's on the pitch. And honestly, I'm not going to say it wouldn't make much of a difference if he was or wasn't off the pitch, but he could potentially save a shot here. So I mean, I think he's been kicked from the party, but he's still in the game. So throwing off Whiteout a little bit, and honestly, it works out for them as Tashega gonna get his first goal of the game.
I I will call it the music buff. Um, Aqua saying he had to move around him, so an unfortunate obstacle. I'm not sure what goes on in this scenario, but I guess music trying to prove that Whiteout needs the help as he gets on the field and they end up scoring a goal. I'm pretty sure he's off now, so we're business as usual going forward. But not sure how the Thunderbirds feel about this, Gallium.
I think Music was just really putting in great work in the defensive zone. So sad to see him go for the Thunderbirds, but honestly, they got a goal out of it. Just
Oh,
Shega just putting in work here.
absolutely. I guess the Thunderbirds are thinking too much about music and not enough about Tashega, who's been quiet this series. But what a ceiling shot from him as he slots it at an unbelievable angle right under the crossbar. Don't give him that opportunity because, like, even though he's been quiet so far this series, he will take advantage and crush you with those opportunities.
Oh, Squintle missed a potential open net there to make it a 4-3 game. Instead, Aqua gonna try to dunk out Steel, who doesn't get it. Valence off the backboard does not get it as well. Can Courses find a good shot? He does. Aqua gonna send it out to Squintle. Squintle over to Tashega. Can't find the touch. Steel finds it instead. Aqua playing a good third man role, keep protecting that ball. Tashega turns for it. He bumps out Courses. Aqua and Steel gets beaten out. Valence over to Tashega. Tashega, can he find another touch? No, he can't. Steel again with great defense. Steel with one save, but I feel like the save should be more for him as he has just been the defensive backbone so far.
Absolutely. Everyone on this. Oh, it just got word that we're going to need to reset before the point that music joined. I'm not sure what exact time that was, but it looks like we're going to have to leave all these goals not counting. And unfortunate for the Thunderbirds as we were under a minute to play and they had the 2-goal lead. Despite Whiteout scoring during that time, uh, it's not going to count for either team in their goals, and we're going to have to get this reset going. How do you think that's going to affect the momentum?
I think that's just gonna absolutely kill it. Honestly, very unfortunate coming out from Music. I don't really know what happened there. Maybe he just couldn't wait for his next playoff game next week. Yeah, decided to hop in. But I think for Whiteout's side of things, I think this honestly could be honestly kind of a buff. Because you already had your timeout. You technically get to take a second one right here. So
Counter argument to that, they took their timeout and they weren't playing too hot coming off of it. So I hate to shut you down like that, but I don't know if this time is going to give Whiteout the advantage. The Thunderbirds came back off that timeout and just started slugging. So I don't know.
this is a very valid point, and honestly, I'm gonna have to switch my whole train of thought because usually timeouts for teams are beneficial, but the last time Whiteout had a little bit of a break, Thunderbirds kind of took it to them, as you saw at the beginning of this game. 4-0 was the scoreline before Music decided to grace us with his presence. So, it's just honestly, it's just a balancing act between the timeouts and just you have to ease yourself into the game. And I feel like Whiteout isn't doing that. They're playing way too aggressive and they're giving Thunderbirds needless opportunities.
And the Thunderbirds are taking advantage of those opportunities. I mean, they have a quick counterattack and they put the ball on the net with effectiveness. And even if there's a fake or the shot's just too powerful, Thunderbirds are taking advantage. And Whiteout, they just have that lone defender on an island. And it's proving to be a disadvantage to Whiteout being down in this series that they have to play that aggressively, giving Thunderbirds that opportunity to counter.
Honestly, I think the Thunderbirds just countering is going to be definitely necessary in order for them to really have a comeback here. And you know, I think you have to come back and you have to start slugging, like you said. And I think the Thunderbirds just have to have that kind of slugfest. And I'm not really clear on what's happening here. I know you said it before, but I can't read the chat log. Are we restarting from a 4-2 game, or are we going for the 4 to nothing?
I believe the score was 4-2 at the time everyone left, and so the last goal from each team wouldn't count. That would make it 3-1, I believe. We are just checking on the time that we have to reset the game and regain to. So it looks like it's going to be the 4-0 Thunderbirds, and we're going to have to wind down the clock to 2:58 before we get back to the
Wow.
action.
That is a blow to Whiteout. Taking 2 goals off the board. I don't think they should be punished like this, but this is such an odd situation that I don't really know what else could have been done. As interesting going down here as Valence is just going to take this one in the back of the net. Interesting start to this game. Thunderbirds up 1-0.
Well, what we have to do here, Gallium, is we have to get the score back to as it was. So Valence just getting an early start to the scoring. We're going to have to let the clock wind down, and we're going to have to score that fourth goal as the clock hits 2:58. So we get a clean restart at 2:58 with the same score that we had.
It's really beautiful seeing these teams just kind of hop around, have a good time. This is what Nemesis is all about. Is the score is being reset here as both teams taking their time and doing some good stuff. As honestly, really disappointing for Whiteout. I honestly think music didn't really have that much of an impact on how that game was played. I think honestly it was a detriment more to Whiteout than it was to Thunderbirds. So it'll just have to be how it is. So as
Absolutely.
we have some interesting stuff going on here. I think they're just trying to reset the clock here. And what are you seeing from these two teams as we get this reset going?
I definitely see Valence trying to take advantage of getting free goals as he gets two of the free goals, and no one getting credited for the third one as we saw, I believe, Squintle doing a breezy flick into the net to give the third goal. So now we just have to wait for about a minute and a half as we get the clock down, and then someone's gonna have to get that fourth goal. But it looks like everyone's just trying to stay warm. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's not what you want to see. As it looks like the reset has been ruined. So I don't know how we move on from here as Valence bumps Steele to get that fourth goal.
I think this is honestly really scuffed. I don't really know how you handle this situation. 4-0 for the Thunderbirds, and both teams just gonna have a chat and just gonna figure out what is happening because honestly, Pen, I haven't a darn clue what is happening, and I'm sure the rest of the people don't have an idea what's happening. My thing is honestly probably just a restart would be the best. I know that isn't ideal, but I think honestly it's either that or just giving Thunderbirds the win, which is obviously an unfortunate outcome. But they were leading in that game, and Music, even though he was on the field, it wasn't that much of an impact as I think the streamers thought it was. But hey, I don't really know that much. Penn, do you have any thoughts on this situation?
I have a lot. Unfortunately, I don't. I believe this might be a Nemesis thirst first. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anyone might know, but this leaves an unfortunate situation as we have to wait for the clock to wind down, and then you have to trust that someone's not going to leave a little bit early to possibly get an advantage on that kickoff, and then at some point, then it's just gonna be a mauled situation. That was a dumb mistake from Valence, I have to say, to do that, as it seems Squintle went just a hair early, as I said, and there goes Valence with the OK in chat. And that's why it's so imperative to get that fourth goal at the time of the reset to avoid situations like that, because someone is going to try to get any advantage that they can.
Yeah, I think the whole reason for that, I know the viewers at home didn't get to see it, but an unfortunate bump coming out. I believe Steele was in front of the ball, and I think Valence was kind of floating towards him, and he accidentally bumped him. As Squintle can make it 4-1 here. Hopefully, Whiteout can have another comeback.
I mean, they get one of those goals back that they lost. Seems like just a unfortunate play by Thunderbirds not to be in the net, and it was a crazy pass just right to Squinto, and he gets that open net. I mean, this game has had its ups and downs, and this is just wild to cast here, Gallium.
You know, if this isn't Nemesis Rocket League, I don't know what is. As Courses is just gonna put it top left. What an absolute banger coming out from the man.
I mean, Whiteout got their goal back, but Thunderbirds had one that they got taken away from them as well, so they got it right back, and we have a 5-1 game with 2 minutes 19 left. I don't even know how to commentate this because we haven't seen anything effective in a long time. I don't know how the teams are gonna go into the rest of this game, if it's just shocked or if Whiteout even has a chance to come back here.
I think Whiteout really has to work on their mental game. I feel like after that, I think if I was put in that situation, my mental would be absolutely shot. So I think Whiteout has to just calm each other down and just focus on their game, because their game up to this point, besides the 4-0 lead that they sustained, has been pretty good. And I think that timeout kind of messed with them a little bit. I think they just have to keep playing the way that they're playing and not triple commit like we just saw there, as a ball is just going to try to travel into the bottom right corner of the net. Valence going to try to make a play. Oh, that is gross. And what is the defense doing?
I was gonna say, like, that's the disadvantage that we had just from waiting around for the clock to wind down, is you're not in the competitive mindset anymore. You get too relaxed, you're not really playing the game, and so you get out of your groove. As we see, Whiteout is just slipping a little bit, and it's proving to be in the Thunderbirds' advantage. But maybe that reset with everyone on the field not really doing anything got Whiteout out of their groove there.
Very unfortunate for Whiteout, and they're expressing their distaste for what has happened. And honestly, I think it's just an unfortunate situation all around. So hopefully, we just work past it and focus on the game, as Valence is getting it to the corner. Courses going to be there. Courses with a shot can't find the back of the net. Let's see if a teammate can. Squintle going to get there first. Squintle with a flip reset. He gets the other one, but he doesn't get to the ball. Tashega gets to it first. Tashega off to Squintle. Squintle going to take a bang. Aqua almost getting there. Valence. Over to Tashega. Tashega. Over to Steele. Steele has a very good opportunity to make a very good play, and he chooses to pass. What a great team player Steele is. Aqua. Over to Squintle. Squintle down the pitch. Steele is going to take this one back to Shega. Going to block it right back from him. Aqua going to take this one away. And a flip reset coming out from Tashega, but he cannot follow as the ball being sent down into the wideout zone. Aqua is going to miss his touch. Tashega out to Aqua. Aqua back to Tashega. Tashega going to find another touch. Aqua is going to find another touch. Very long team play coming out from them, as it's almost worked, as I believe Squintle went for a musty there. And don't really blame him. I think this game has been a little bit more or less of a crapshoot.
That was one for the history books, and I'm sure we're going to hear about it in Hub. We're going to hear about it in Rival Gen. There's going to be a lot of unhappy people with this game, especially on the whiteout side. Yeah, I know Tashega expressed his unhappiness in the game chat, but you got to take it as it is. We followed the rules as best we could. An unfortunate bump caused it to go a little bit haywire, but no ifs, ands, or buts. Whiteout has to come back from a 3-1 series deficit.
Yeah, and I think they could do it. Honestly, I think they have everything in their arsenal in order to do it. They've really tested the Thunderbirds, regardless of that last game. I think that last game is a wash. I'm just erasing that from my memory. I think that Whiteout just has a very good chance to really test the Thunderbirds here, and I honestly think Whiteout's going to take this game number 5.
I hate to disagree, Gallium, but I think Whiteout's mental is just chalked. They're out of it mentally, and they weren't playing well. And as we see here, just 8 seconds into the game, Courses opens it up, proving disaster for Whiteout. And as bad as that ending to game, I can't even remember, game 4 was, couldn't even remember the game because I had just erased it from my memory, like you said. But game 5 opening up so quickly for Thunderbirds, I can't wait to see how Whiteout handles this.
Yeah, and honestly, just an unfortunate situation all around. And on it, I think Whiteout has a solid shot to come back in this. I think it's going to lie on the shoulders of Tashega. I think he is the X factor for this team. As we've seen a lot of Squintle, but I think Tashega is the man to really be able to do it by himself and put a ball in the back of the net. We'll see if that holds true as Aqua going down the field. Squintle going to get a touch down the field as well. Valence misses his touch. Aqua down, and Corsa is going to miss his bash away, and Aqua going to get his first of the game.
They're going to make it competitive as best they can, as Courses just goes a little bit too far into the net. He was trying to be sneaky on the short side, but it proved to get him just slightly out of position. What a slot from Aqua as he keeps his team alive, giving them momentum and hopefully some hopium in their tanks that they can come back in this series.
You know, it doesn't matter what I think unless they think it. I think they can come back, but who knows what they're thinking right now. Is Squintle going to take a shot? Does not go. Valence has some time. He's going to pop it out, give it over to Steele. Steele just misses his touch to Shega. Out to the sidewall. Over to Squintle. Squintle off the backboard. Steele hits it away. Aqua going to pop this one up. Aqua has a little bit of a dribble over to Tashega. Tashega can't find the back of the net. Aqua almost finds the back of the net. Squintle over to Aqua. Tashega has the ball. Here's the Tashega solo plays we were talking about, and Steele is going to deny that every day of the week. Aqua, beautiful defensive play, as he is going to get it out to Tashega, who barely misses his touch. Valence has an opportunity to clear it out. He misses his touch. Can they capitalize? Squintle going to take that any day of the week. 2-1 lead.
The ball floating right in front of the Thunderbirds net. Valence couldn't follow up on his touch. He possibly was expecting for it to hit the ceiling. It did not, so it was just floating right in front. Squintle gets above it, drops it down, right in the position that no one can make the save, and gives Whiteout their first lead in what feels like forever.
It does feel like forever, and honestly, it is a much-deserved lead coming from Whiteout. I feel like they definitely deserve this lead and definitely worked very hard to get it. Let's see if they can maintain it, though, as we hit the 3-minute mark of this game. Aqua going to try to make something work out of that ball. Cannot find it. Steele down, and hopefully is a teammate there as Courses going to put it top right, tie this game up.
The defense from Whiteout is scrambling as they could not reach this ball, as Steele put it right around Tashega, and both players on the Whiteout defense on each post, but it just went perfectly in the middle with a perfect shot out of reach, and neither defender could get it, and it's tied here with 2:45 left.
Really unfortunate for the Whiteout side, as Thunderbirds just gonna take it right back, as Tashega gonna try to find a touch out to Squintle. Squintle gets it over to Aqua. Aqua back over to the sidewall. He can't find any more touches, as he instead opts for the demo on Valence. Squintle is up. Can he find the touch? Yes, he does. Back down to the ground. Steele can't find the touch on that. Instead, he tries to pass it out to a teammate, and a double commit going out for Whiteout. Can they capitalize? Valence misses his touch. Squintle down the field. Steele has some time. He's going to take his time. And Steele, very good on these defensive rotations so far. A very good defensive player, and so is Courses here, going to get it down to the back corner. Steele going to hit it to the sidewall again. It's going to get a little crazy as we enter the last 2 minutes of this match. Valence going to send it down the field to Shega. He's going to wait for it to Shega. And Steele going to 50 it out. Steele coming for this pop. He gets it. Tashega is going to meet him right there. Tashega finds another pop, and both these teams, they're honestly just trading blows in either end. Wouldn't you agree, Penn?
Absolutely. Neither team quite able to find the finishing touch. They've had great opportunities, as we just saw Whiteout just finish it off the corner post, and not able to get their goal as Aqua bags it here. Can Tashega finish? Oh, just wide. As we've been seeing, just not enough power, not enough accuracy. It's been the story of this game, but it's 2-2. Someone's got to finish here as Aqua does
Wow.
the 3-2 lead. Aqua gives his team the lead, 1 minute left, and finally someone can find the back of the net.
A huge Squintle demo coming out, and Aqua just gonna 50 Valence. He's gonna be in the gym all day, all night. Gets it past him. 3-2 lead for Whiteout. Can they hold it? They need to hold it to force a game number 6. Wondering if they can do it. As Steele dribbling it down into the Whiteout zone. Courses gonna give it to Valence, and oh my goodness, this game is tied.
Back and forth this series has gone as Tashega puts it on the corner. It goes right to Courses. No one able to recover as Aqua went straight to the back of the net, not able to get there fast enough, and Valence makes him pay. Perfect positioning from him and a great pass from Courses to tie this game up with 50 seconds left.
He's just doing it all at this point, honestly. Courses is the man of the hour for the Thunderbirds so far. Is a beautiful block coming out from Squintle. 40 seconds left. Steele's going to try to make a play. He's going to give it over to Courses. Courses instead is going to give it to Valence. Valence has some time. Let's see what he can do with it. Steele. Oh no, a defensive mishap from Whiteout is almost going to cause a goal. You cannot be having those if you're Whiteout. Squintle with an attempted touch. He 50s is out. Tashega off the sidewall. Tashega down to Aqua. Steele is going to try to follow this. Squintle is down the field. He's going to boom this one. 6 seconds left. Can Valence make a beautiful play for his team? Not if Tashega has to say anything about it. Tashega going to put it to the ground, and overtime in this game number 5. Who do you think has the upper hand here, Ben?
I'm going to have to say Whiteout. They've proven to be resilient so far in this series. Despite all the unfortunate happenings that we've seen, they've come back in this game 5 and just answered back everything the Thunderbirds have had. I wish I had instant replay so I can go back and show Squintle's save. I forget who shot it as the ball's floating in front of the net, but Squintle may have saved Whiteout season with his save right in front of the net. As we get into this overtime, I look for Aqua to put a shot on. I don't know who's got the advantage here.
Looking really even so far as Whiteout is just looking on the pressure right now. It's just the pressure is switching sides. It depends who can break the pressure, who can break the defense here as the ball in Squintle's corner. Can Squintle make something happen? I believe he ran out of boost. Courses over. He's going to get it over to Tashega, and Tashega's going to say no. Steele down the field. Squintle going to take his time, going to give it to Aqua, and oh no, that pinch almost went in and almost ended their season. That was very unfortunate as Aqua's up. Aqua gets a very good touch. Can they find another touch? No, they can't. Squintle going to shoot this one over to Steele. Squintle with another touch. Oh, they both miss. Oh no, but a Whiteout player is not there to support. And that has just been the story so far. Not enough support as a musty flick. Can they finish this? No, they can't. Again, the support system from Whiteout just isn't the greatest right now, as the shots are going into Whiteout's favor. Whiteout shooting 8. Thunderbirds have 6, and I don't know if anything's going to change here, Penn, but I think something needs to give soon before one of these teams scores.
Whiteout has been absolutely dominant in this overtime period. As they've had control, they've had a lot of the pressure, and Thunderbirds with quick counterattacks, but big saves on the goal line to stuff Whiteout. As Steele with a shot there met by Aqua, it seems, but Whiteout have the better opportunities. They have the better chances. They just have to finish their shots. Just put it on net and make them make a save, which they have been doing, but you've had great opportunities that have just been missed. You can't score a goal if you don't put it on the net, as Aqua does, and keep Whiteout alive. The overtime hero, Aqua, slots it from his own end to give this team the win.
Massive goal from Aqua right when his team needed it. He delivered. Aqua gonna be the MVP of this game, and for very good reason. Honestly, just an incredible game from him. He had the hat trick there, so hats off to Aqua. Besides his 3 goals, he had 1 save, 6 shots. An incredible outing from Aqua and the rest of his team. And on the Thunderbird side of things, an unfortunate loss. You really could have locked that one away, and now you give Whiteout momentum in a very dangerous spot for them to be.
Absolutely. You called it here at the beginning of this game. Whiteout was going to come back and win this game. And, excuse me, um, it seems like they're not quite done yet. They overcame that adversity, and as all hope seemed lost, they came back and won this game. Great game from Aqua to score three goals plus the OT winner. Mans went off, and you got to respect that when it matters most. Your season on the line. Obviously, you got to go back to Squintle. He made some incredible goal line saves, only getting credit for one, but he was a defensive mastermind. And like when it matters the most, you love to see him step up.
Yeah, honestly, I think Squintle is just that guy when it comes to the defensive zone. Also, Aqua being that guy in the defensive zone, I feel like all these players have the capability to be big factors in the defensive zone. But I feel like four of these players on the pitch right now, besides Valence and Tashega, are those difference makers on the pitch defensively. So we'll see how this one plays out. And Penn, I'm just gonna have to ask for your prediction right here, right now. Who do you got taking game number 6 at the Forbidden Temple?
It's Forbidden Temple. Anything can happen, and the script writers want Whiteout to come back here as Aqua gets a shot on. The script writers won a game 7, but it's Forbidden Temple. It's gonna make everyone disappointed. I'm gonna say Thunderbirds win in a blowout.
Thunderbirds in a blowout, and I agree, but not with the blowout part. I think it's going to be a close one here, and I think Thunderbirds are barely going to edge out Whiteout and a 4-2 victory. But who knows? As Valence starting off our prediction pretty strong.
A huge demo on the back line. I hope to see who it was here on the replay. Looks like Steele got someone, and Valence there to finish it off, as the last defender that was alive was just awkward and couldn't make the save. But as I was saying, the story of this series is Thunderbirds getting those effective demos. It's been a constant throughout this series, and whenever they do get those quality demos, they usually leads to a Thunderbirds goal. So if they can keep it up, I could see them taking this game handedly.
That is a key if they can keep this up, and that is what I'm wondering as well, if they can keep up this pressure. Whiteout has been very resilient in this series. We'll see if anything changes, as Valence going to give it over to Squintle, who's going to pop it up. Steele beats another man over there. Valence down the pitch, and a little bit of awkwardness on the defensive side, but Shega's going to take care of courses down the pitch. Tashega has an opportunity to clear it out, and what a pinch coming out from Tashega. Can Tashega continue his dominance here? Squintle gonna take a shot, and what a shot from Squintle, putting it top left and making it a 1-1 game.
Perfect power and perfect placement. It bounced off the ceiling right to courses, and it gave the ball so much momentum that whenever Squintle hit it, he hit it perfectly with his car to place it on the far side of the net, and it had so much power from the speed of rolling that it was just unsavable from any Thunderbirds defender.
I feel like most of these shots coming out from these two teams have been unsavable, as honestly some incredible shooting coming out for both teams, but I'll just chalk that up to being rival league and me just being a lowly little prospect, and them just being absolutely incredible shooters. But who knows, they could be some of the best shooters in rival league. Only time will tell. That's Aqua. We'll send it down to Courses. Courses is going to take its time. Courses makes a pretty good defensive stop with the help of a teammate. Squintle and Tashega up, and that's going to be very dangerous. Hopefully Aqua is good enough to make this stop, and of course he is. He's Aqua. The ball being sent down into the Thunderbird zone. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. Courses up with the ball. Can he get the double to save the Thunderbirds? Oh, he cannot. Valence misses his touch as well, and this could be a deadly counterattack, but Steele denying any counterattack possibility, and Steele with an attack out of his own. Oh, barely gets deflected away. Valence down the pitch. Valence gonna get another touch. Aqua down the pitch as well. Courses gonna bump out to Shega. Steele over to Squintle. Squintle gonna touch this ball one more time. Can they break through here, Penn? Who is going to be the first team to break through in this scoring spree?
I'm say that it's Whiteout. I mean, I didn't get it on time, but I will take credit. I mean, I was 100% right, as I guessed Whiteout. It doesn't matter how early, but Tashega finishes it there. The man is a rival league champion last season. He has the ice in his veins. He gives his team the lead there, but what a shot, even though it seemed like Thunderbirds had all the control.
Oh no,
Oh,
another one gonna sneak into the back of the net. Aqua making it 3-1, and honestly, this series is getting a little shaken up here as Whiteout taking a little bit of a commanding lead in this game 6.
Uh, it seems so. As Thunderbirds, it seemed like they had possession of the ball. They were playing around Whiteout for a solid minute without them touching the ball, but they Whiteout quickly answers with 2 straight goals, and I'm not sure if they've quite had this lead. That's how they won Game 1 was 3-1. But let's see how well they can play with this lead at this stage in the series. As Squintle with a shot on, but courses to make the save. So it's looking good so far. But let's see if they can hold on.
They're going to need to hold on in order to preserve this lead. Aqua up. Aqua going to get a beautiful touch. He's going to get a flip reset. He tries to do it all himself. Steel with a great defensive presence again. Steel going to take it down the field. And a double commit. Steel going to take advantage of that. Not before Aqua gets to it, though. Uh-oh. An unfortunate backflip going out. And a bunch of misses coming out here. I'll just chalk that up to stream nerves and game nerves. You know, as this game 6 has been starting to ramp up here. 1 minute, 10 seconds left for either of these teams to try to escape with a game 6 win. It's looking like Whiteout at the moment, and oh my goodness, that goal would have assured the Whiteout win, but now it is up in the air. Tashega gonna get dunked out. Steele has an opportunity. It's a 2v1. A bad pass from Steele is gonna leave Whiteout with an opportunity. The ball gonna be sent down. Can Squintle find it? No, he's gonna play it safe. He's up. Valence demos him. Steele gonna bring it down back into the Whiteout zone. Courses has an opportunity to shine. 35 seconds left. Steele, oh, almost gets it past Squintle, but what a save coming out from Squintle. Valence over to Aqua. Aqua gets it down the field. Squintle down again. Steele gonna block him out a little bit. Aqua, it's gonna waterfall down for Steele. Here comes Aqua. He has an opportunity to ice this game. 15 seconds left. Courses gonna try to find a pass, and with that, oh, as Thunderbirds might have a chance. With that, I believe that is going to do it. Whiteout are going to be your game 6 champions here, and they're going to take this one pretty soundly here.
I mean, my predictions have just been wrong all day so far today. I went 2 for 2 or 2 for 2 on Monday, but today I am just swinging and missing. I am batting at 0, but Aqua there batting 1,000 as he missed that one open net that was just tragic, but it proved to not be detrimental as he just went off this game. He went in his bag, almost pulling off the flip reset and just controlling the ball so well. And but Squintle also there, making clutch saves late in the game. He's that guy, and he'll always make those saves whenever they matter most.
Yeah, he'll always make those saves and important stops coming out from both teams, to be completely honest. And it honestly depends on who has more grit in this game 7. As I think, honestly, I can't tell you who has the advantage. It's both been just back and forth. I mean, you obviously had that dominant win from Thunderbirds in game 4, I believe. And besides that, it's just been a really close series, and I'm excited to see how this one finishes out.
It is Game 7. It's Champions Field. Anything can happen here. We had 3 straight games from the Thunderbirds, but after a series of unfortunate events, here we are at the biggest stage in Nemesis, and Valence opens it up. Mr. Game 7 potentially, and it's 1-0 for the Thunderbirds.
1-0 and a huge start coming out. Steele going to give it right to Valence, and that is the duo to save the Thunderbirds' playoff chances.
As we get into this game, like, what a quick start, and that's been the story for Thunderbird's success. I believe each game that they've won, they've opened the scoring relatively quickly. So if they can keep it up with the scoring and keep Whiteout on their back foot, who played well with the lead, so now that they're down, you might see them play more aggressively as they were, which was to their detriment. So this might play right into Thunderbird's hands.
This might play into their hands, but Whiteout, they've been resilient all series. It's always Thunderbirds to score first, and Whiteout answers with a 2 or 3 goal barrage. So let's see if that changes. As Tashega gonna get a good touch out into the Thunderbird zone. Unfortunately, not able to follow. Steel gonna get it down the field. Aqua can't find the touch. Tashega gonna get it off the ceiling. Aqua gonna send it over to Steel. Steel over to Valence. Valence, he's going to find a touch. Almost gets the touch. Can't find it. Tashega, 1v2. Can he do them both? He can't. Unfortunately, as Steel is going to bring it out into the midfield where Valence is waiting. And another passing play coming out from the Thunderbirds. Honestly, seeing some really great stuff from both teams. Who do you think has the upper hand here?
Honestly, it's been so back and forth. I'd say Thunderbirds have the advantage here because the ball's floating right in front of their scoring net. But it's been so back and forth and so even in this game that I could see anyone but the Thunderbirds have the lead. So as long as they just keep playing volleyball like they are, passing it back and forth and making each team making opportunities that they're not quite finishing on, it's the advantage goes to the team with the lead.
And the team with the lead at this current moment is the Thunderbirds. So hopefully they maintain the lead for their sake, as Tashega going to hit it down. And not before Steel makes very good contact with the ball. Courses and Tashega going to try to challenge this ball. Nobody gets to it. Courses has a little bit of a misflip there, and a lot of panicking going out in the Thunderbird zone. Hopefully that doesn't come and bite them in the butt, as Aqua has a one-on-one with Courses. Can Aqua get past him? No, he cannot. Attempts the demo play, but unfortunately it doesn't work. Valence and Squintle gonna collide. Squintle gets the best of that. Tashega with a poor shot over to Steel, and Aqua has to make a great defensive play in order to stop it. He gets it over. Valence gonna shoot this one back onto target. Tashega, the savior of Whiteout. Can he do it? Can he shoot it? And he scores it every single time. This Tashega guy is one for the record books.
He was the first overall pick, and he's proving it here. He had the one-on-one. He even got pre-jumped, and he took advantage of it. I thought he was going to have to play it under him, but he just played it perfectly around him. Perfect execution with control of the ball from Tashega there. The stars are shining here late in this game, as they may have been quiet earlier, but Valence and Tashega scoring for their teams. It's Game 7, so you need someone to step up and be the hero. Who can that be for each team? It's proven to be their top players, but who's going to get that defining goal that gets you to the next round of the playoffs?
I think, honestly, it's going to come down to either Valence or Tashega at this point. Both players are the heads of their teams, respectively. Both players are mechanical beasts. Beasts in six-mans, beasts in everything. Let's see what they can do. Is a beautiful save coming out from Aqua there. Forces down. Valence is going to try to find a touch. Valence, very good player. He has a very good flick, and you saw it right there. Squintle is going to clear it out. Deal is going to try to give it to his teammate, but ends up giving it to Tashega instead. A common theme we're seeing here. Aqua and Valence going to have a little bit of a tussle. Aqua's going to win that. Squintle's going to win it for him as well. Courses down the pitch. Courses going to let off the gas a little bit. Let Tashega dribble it over him. Aqua down into the corner. Can Valence make a play? No, he can't at this very moment. And a shot coming out from Squintle. Can he double? Yes, he can. Squintle making it 2-1.
Just one defender back for the Thunderbirds, as Courses got beat there, left Steel on an island. He just threw a hope and a prayer, and Squintle just makes the easy read. If he's not going to get that touch, he's gonna make the double, and he did there. And a minute left with a 1-goal advantage. This Whiteout comeback might just happen as Squintle buries it from Aqua's perfect play.
Oh my goodness, this is the Whiteout I've been waiting to see all series, and they have just now arrived. They are going to pulverize Thunderbirds in their own net. Let's see if the Thunderbirds have a response for us. 57 seconds left on the clock. Can they perform a miracle here? It's going to have to be on the back of Valence. Valence off the backboard. He accidentally gets another touch, and that fakes out Courses. Here's Aqua, going to try to get out of touch. Squintle sending it down the field. Squintle over to Courses. Courses over to Aqua on accident. Steel going to block it right away. Steel and Valence both up. Valence going to get to that touch first. Valence Gonna try to find it. He can't. Valence almost dunks him out. Aqua with the flip reset. He gets the hit. He can't find the back of the net. Courses is gonna deny that for him. 20 seconds left in this game. Tashega and Aqua are kind of alone here. Oh, they can't make a play. Courses over to Valence. The Thunderbirds are going to have to go all out or nothing. 10 seconds left. Squintle down into the field. Aqua going to give it over to Steel. Steel doesn't have that much time. What are you waiting for? 4 seconds up. 3, 2, and the whiteout miracle of the ages. They had everything in their way. They had the game 4 mishap. They had they had Thunderbirds up 3-1 in the series, and they come back and win this game 7. What do you think this game means to them?
That means the world to them. Oh my gosh, I have very few words for this game, and I want to keep it short because we are running so far behind and it is late. But shout out to Whiteout from answering back when all hope was lost to come back. They will face the winner of Vortex and Pineapples on Friday at 9, but unfortunately for Thunderbirds, you hate for it to end that way, but indeed it is over.
Unfortunately, it is over, and like you said, we are running a little bit behind. So congratulations to Whiteout for the victory, and thank you, Thunderbirds, for giving us a good match. And I just want to thank you again, Fly Penguin, for joining me in the booth. It is always a pleasure, sir.
Absolutely, you are one of the goats, and you make my job easy. I'm just happy to support you as best I can, and it's always a great cast to be in here with you.
Hey, Penn, you're absolute Chad, buddy. So, honestly, stay right here if you want to see more of Penn, because we have one more matchup locked in, and it's probably going to be a doozy, as we have Venganza taking on Godfathers. Venganza, my sleeper team in the Titan League. Let's see if they are up to snuff. Don't go anywhere.